Humility is at the very heart of what it means to follow Christ. As Christians, we are called to walk in humility, both before others and, most importantly, before God. The Bible makes it clear that God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. In James 4:6 it says, God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. Pride is the root of so much sin because it lifts ourselves up instead of lifting up God. Humility, on the other hand, puts us in the right place before the Lord. It is recognizing that we are weak, that every blessing comes from Him, and that without His mercy, we are nothing. Jesus Himself gave us the greatest example. Philippians 2:5-8 tells us that though He was in the form of God, He did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped. Instead, He humbled Himself, taking the form of a servant, being born as a man, and becoming obedient to the point of death on a cross. If the Son of God humbled Himself this way, how much more should we live in humility before Him? In Luke 18, Jesus told the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector. The Pharisee stood proudly, thanking God that he was better than others. But the tax collector would not even lift his eyes to heaven. He beat his chest and prayed, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Jesus said it was the tax collector who went home justified, because he humbled himself before God. Humility also shapes how we treat others. Philippians 2:3 says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. To be humble is not to think less of yourself, but to think of yourself less. It is putting God first, others second, and ourselves last. The truth is, pride will always lead to a fall. Proverbs 16:18 warns, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. But humility opens the door for God's blessing. 1 Peter 5:6 says, humble yourselves therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time He may exalt you. As Christians, we must remember that everything we are and everything we have is from God. The air we breathe, the life we live, the salvation we enjoy, it is all His gift. Humility is not weakness. It is strength under submission to God. So let us lay down our pride, confess our dependence on Him, and walk humbly with our God. For one day every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. The humble do this now with joy, while the proud will be forced to later in judgment. Choose humility today.